Shannon Sharpe has to downgrade again, okay? So after losing his potential $100 million podcast deal over a 19-year-old white woman that came out to sue him alleging that he took her without her permission and she could not fight back. She said it was not BDSM. I told him he was supposed to wear a condom. He did not do it.
He called black women gold diggers. He told his own children, that he should be the last option that they are able to call whenever they need help. He didn't even want to pay for his own, I believe it was his daughter's wedding. He was a willing participant. He was a willing participant in every single thing that he did, and I don't feel sorry for him. The universe sent him signs. Katt Williams tried to warn him. He said it takes 2 weekends. Monique tried to warn him that him now, at the age of 57, and now he has lost his entire football career, basically because him and that girl had to settle for $23 million. His whole football career, he only made 22. So she got his entire Hall of Fame football career within, plus $1 million within just a few short months.
Paying off that SA settlement to his 21-year-old model lover cost Shannon Sharpe $50 million, and he lost an additional $100 million after getting sacked from ESPN shortly after. He ought to have followed Monique's and Katt Williams' warning to stay away from those snow bunnies because of this. Tyler Perry is also on the verge of giving his SA victim over $200 million.
I'm calling out Tyler Perry Studios. I'm calling out Mark Swinton. I'm calling out Jeannie Harrison. I'm calling out Michael Robbins. I'm calling out
One thing our industry will do is remind these individuals that the price of their unbridled immorality is great. But what do you know? It will always fool them. Shannon ended up in the same predicament as Tyler's petty self after Katt Williams sat right in front of him last year and lambasted the superstars who had destroyed their careers and sold their souls. Shannon was embarrassed a few months ago, as you may remember, when his 21-year-old sidekick, Gabriela Zuniga, filed a $50 million lawsuit against him, alleging that he had committed sexual assault. She claims that they had hours of BDSM activity scheduled, but Shannon took abuse. Her with it. Remember that he is 60 years old, and this woman was only 19 when they started their bizarre romance. From the beginning, Shannon comes across as a cruel person. She claims that he not only violated her in the bedroom but was also with her, and even talked about how he threatened to unalive her after finding out that she was sharing her live location with her relatives. She tried to break up with him again after she found out he was cheating on her, but she basically channeled his inner Diddy, which has aided her many times, not only in her back hole but also in her V. Furthermore, this black hole essay seems to have only happened in January of this year. Shannon and his lawyers denied all of this, claiming it was entirely voluntary. He further accused her of trying to extort him out of $25,000 per cheat prior to this lawsuit. We're here when he should have just given her the $25,000 and gone on. He claimed that Gabriela started secretly recording the BDSM exchanges and editing them to make them seem SA. He also released text messages he exchanged with Gabriela, in which she pleaded with him to choke her and impregnate her because she wanted a black child.
I want to be a daddy. I want like some hardcore BDSM action though. And then she says, I want you to tie me up like this and use me, daddy. And you can see when these text messages were released, you can see it says like from Gabby to owner. So it's painting a picture that their relationship was giving that, you know, there was role play and everything that were happening. Now,
It's a very unfortunate situation. It's horrible situation.
But let me ask
Shannon Sharpe and his lawyer have handled this whole situation terribly. First of all, if you're saying this Sharpe, you shouldn't be saying anything.
No, he shouldn't.
Busby and this young woman got audio, video, and text messages. If you know all of those things are out there, you should shut the F up and continue to allow your lawyer to do his job. And your lawyer said out of his own mouth that you was close to a $10 million settlement with that girl. That right there is all the more reason to shut the F up. I'm not here to speak to Shannon's guilt or innocence because I don't know, but I do know attempting to settle looks like an admission of guilt because I'm not settling.
Yeah, or you're just scared.
Yeah.
Honestly, you're just probably scared.
I'm with you, Charlamagne. I feel like he's being advised wrong, right? And you know, when people go through this, they go to an attorney because the attorney usually knows what's best for them. They usually know what to do. And in this situation, like any attorney would say, shut the F up and let's deal with it in court. Let's deal with facts, because you can't change public opinion unless it's in court with facts. Now, but one thing I would say, if somebody said this, but I cried when you left because I begged you to put a condom on and you put it in my beep and you didn't listen. I don't care what our history is. If that didn't happen, I'm going to be like, what the hell are you talking about? Nah, we agreed on this. I'm not going to be like, I'll call you later, because I'm feeling like this is a setup right here.
Absolutely.
As soon as you text me this, I'm going to feel a little, and nobody's just going to respond, I'll call you later. You're going to be like, what the hell are you talking about? We both agreed to this. You know, like, this is part of the game. Like, nobody's going to respond with that, which scares me. But like Charlamagne said, shut the F up. Let the facts play out in court, because right now all this talking is doing too much.
Audio.
And it's making it worse.
Even audio. And she was like, you're manipulating me. Like, even that would have been like, oh, nah. Okay, I see what this is. You know what I'm saying? Unless they were role playing.
But when you have changed that right from the door, like, what are you talking about? Like, no. Like, let's not play this game. Were you taping me? Because last night we was good with this. Like, in my opinion.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself, because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys.
Tony Busby is Gabriella's lawyer. Indeed, the same lawyer who tried to get Jay-Z. In fact, Shannon tried to use Tony's failed lawsuit against Jay-Z against him, but it didn't work out since Tony accused him of trying to pay Gabriella off with $10 million. Sharpe offered Jane Doe a $10 million settlement, but she declined. Rather, she chose to lodge her grievance. I am proud to be her lawyer. Sharpe knows that I didn't specifically target her or seek her out as a customer. Tony also made this audio conversation between Gabriella and Shannon public, along with the note Gabriella gave Shannon the day after he assaulted her. However, I begged you to use a condom and not put it in my mouth, and you disregarded me. So I sobbed when you left. The text stated, I'm not interested in our past. No means no, Shannon. I don't know how to respond to this.
You're coming to LA tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Gabby.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
I might choke you in public. Big black guy chokes small white woman.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Not a good look that you do with the shit you did to me.
Okay, well...
First of all, Shannon had no right troubling a 20-year-old at his advanced age, so people didn't feel sorry for him at all during this time. Second, even after Katt Williams warned him about this problem on his own show, he decided to go and fuck around. He was pushed for dirt by Jaguar Wright, who even dove in. She accused Shannon of putting himself in this situation and even accused him of having illegal affairs with those corporate executives behind closed doors.
Shannon Sharpe, after his Katt Williams 2024 God Ain't Playing With Y'all interview, a lot of people were angry with him. Matter of fact, there's a lot more people who reached out to him after Katt, who he turned away because he couldn't take the heat. Is everyone forgetting that? And Katt warned him, they're gonna come for you. Monique came after that, told him, they about to get you. You better watch who you kicking it with. She told him the kindest most polite way possible. And then all of a sudden he's accidentally going on Instagram, setting up whole corn lives. Humiliation ritual. Down to the floor. But why is nobody paying attention to? They're talking about money. 10 million offered to be quiet. She asked for 25,000 for the SCX. He wants 100 million for defamation and whoop-de-whoop-de-woo and all of this. Why is nobody talking about the simple fact that this is a man that's pushing 60 who's messing with a girl that's barely old enough to drink?
Yeah.
Let's stay there.
Let's stay there.
Because everybody skipped over that. You messing with this girl who's a child. This man has children older than this girl. Am I lying?
No, you're not lying.
Yeah, his daughters are 32, son is 30.
And he keeps getting online. And somebody want to apologize to my family. No, you don't. Because you would stop. You got busted out. You did whatever you did on Instagram. And is everyone forgetting that he was just recently tied to the whole bride and with Casanat and Skip Bayless? Is everybody forgetting that just happened just a couple months ago? You're negotiating $150 million big deal for your podcast outlets and all of that, which, by the way, was all set up for you by the NFL. Oh, I'm sorry. Who does Sean Carter work for?
The puzzle is puzzling.
No, last time I checked, Mr. Carter works for the NFL. And he was the one that got real smart Black Americans who were boycotting the NFL to stop giving the NFL their money. He was able to make all of that happen. I think we're past bending a knee. And then all of a sudden, Black people giving their money back to the NFL again? Those blackouts were for real, and it was costing the NFL millions. What else I also find funny? That he did that interview with the baby person who sat there and told him about when he met Beyonce. Y'all remember that? That happened on Shay Shack. And he talked about how he was at the Diddy party at Diddy's house. And how after, the festivities were winding down and it was getting later into the middle of the night, approaching 3 a.m., Diddy got rid of almost everybody, but he let the baby stay behind with him and his close friends. And then he talked about how Beyonce was there and Jay-Z was there. Not at their house, at Diddy's house. And how Beyonce presented herself to him. And she didn't have to do that because he knew who she was and he couldn't believe she was talking to him. But she approached him. Kind of like how she approached that old friend of his when he said that he was at the party and the little people was there and she asked him, "Isn't this sexy?"
As of right now, Shannon has settled his lawsuit against Gabriella, proving that many of her charges were true. In order to save himself more humiliation, he decided to do so. The amount he transferred to her bank account was enough to allow her to quit her oath and go offline so she could live a happy and prosperous life, though it's unclear if he accepted the $50 million. Shannon, meanwhile, was forced to address his immediate dismissal from ESPN in a contrite manner online. If he had never decided to have BDSM with a woman 40 years his junior, it would have been better for him.
Obviously, I'm sure everybody's heard the news by now that I will not be returning to ESPN. I found out this information a little earlier in the week. And really, the only thing that I really ask is guys, could we wait until Monday? My brother's going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I really wanted to be about him, and I wanted to be about my family. I know this coming out will overshadow everything that he's worked his entire life for. And unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. And so, as I told him, as I profusely apologized to him earlier today, he said, "Bro, stop apologizing. You don't have to apologize. I'm your big bro. I'm going to love you regardless.
Tyler Perry is currently in a worse position than Shannon because he lost more than just $100 million. He is going to lose $240 million shortly. Furthermore, there are rumors that he is already dealing with another issue. A few weeks ago, Tyler was sued for $240 million by Derek Dixon, an actor from his program Oval. Dixon alleges that Tyler sent him derogatory texts, attempted to attack him multiple times, and even tricked him into going to his guest house under the false pretense of a meeting only to violating him. His lawsuit claims that Tyler said, "Relax," removed his underwear, and then let it happen, and promised him that nothing would happen. Dixon says he was able to reject this strategy by changing the subject. This was quickly assumed because Christian Keys had also alluded to Tyler in a mysterious post months before Derek. However, rumors have it that Christian did not legally file a case and instead accepted cash.
Speaking to my brother about making a declaration of my experience. What I experienced with certain powers that be that were moving inappropriately. This person was second me for years. He was claiming, that he had multiple young black men on the payroll, and they just had to show up when he requested them to be there. Not just women that have to deal with it, but it's also men sometimes. And it'll be men tempting men. I was like, well, I gotta protect me because I'm saying no, and I don't want this person, as powerful as they are, to try to get in the way of my work. So I started recording. So I have them offering me money to take my clothes off. I have recordings when I wasn't working with them or for them. I have recordings of them confessing that, the other guys that they have on the payroll, all of the above.
Make matters worse, another actor from the Oval came forward and accused Tyler and his studio's vice president, Mark Swinton, of assaying and bribing the federal authorities to conceal it.
I'm not about to hide anything with you guys. I'm not. And I'm not about to sit here and be afraid and be silenced by people knowingly they did me wrong. I'm calling out Tyler Perry Studios. I'm calling out Mark Swinton. I'm calling out Jeannie Harrison. I'm calling out Michael Robbins. I'm calling out Tyler Perry. And I'm calling out Mark Temple. And I'm calling out Chris Giovanni. I want you guys to know what you guys did to me was very unlawful. And me being a retired vet, U.S. Army vet, going through post-traumatic stress disorder, going through mood, depressions, everything that I've claimed in my testimony, you all covered it up. You all covered up a felony crime of what Mark Swinton has done to me. I've asked for help from the California State Bar to complain to Jeannie Harrison because she didn't tell me my California right as a U.S. Army veteran and a California LA resident. I'm sitting here looking on the news that this kid named Derek Dixon is getting unlimited jurisdiction quid pro as a LA resident, right? His incident happened in 2020 in Georgia in an employment place. He said he had a second, and he was by Tyler Perry in Georgia as an employment place, but he's a LA resident. All right, y'all tracking what I'm saying?
As you can see, it's up for Tyler and Shannon. Rumor has it that other lawsuits are being prepared against them and will not be made public just yet. If they had listened to Katt Williams from the start, they might not be in this situation now. One person said that they enjoy white ladies, and that most of them are merely looking for money. That tiny girl played him. She had a plan from the beginning. Another person said, "What the hell is going on? Every week, there are fresh charges or something. Never in a month have I seen so many. It's not Tyler, dude. He has been the focus of attention for the longest, for crying out loud. But now, I'd like to know what you think. What are your thoughts on Katt Williams' claim that Shannon and Tyler destroyed their careers? Do any of you think that this is their final moment? Kindly leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to click here to view this other explicit video.